What's up, everybody? Lucas here, back with another Q&A, Ask LBD segment. We're here in Venice, California. This is, the Venice canals. Beautiful morning, beautiful view. So these questions, if you're not familiar with Ask LBD, it's questions from anybody through my emails or my Instagram. I'll post like once a week, ask me anything, and I call it Ask LBD. Lucas, my middle name is... Well, I'll wait till somebody asks me, but all right, so here we go. So I'm going to read off who asked the question. I'm going to read the question. Text is going to be below. First question. And I'm reading them just off my phone, off my email here. Chris Miller, should I be taking BCAAs when I do cardio? Yes, you should. So BCAAs are branched chain amino acids. They help recovery. They help you maintain muscle mass, especially during a cutting period. So when you're doing cardio, they're going to help you maintain your muscle while you burn off fat. I recommend taking branched chain amino acids during your workout. And you can also sip on them during cardio and sip on them at any other time throughout the day as well. You can't really, take too much or consume too much branched chain amino acids. They're very low calories, basically 0 calories. Just amino acids are going to help you in your muscle building process. So yes, you should be taking branched chain amino acids while doing cardio. Next one is Kaylee Schaff. Bench press form. Why do some people have an arch in their back and some have their back flat on the bench? Is there a difference, or is one better than the other? So on bench press, on any chest pressing movement, I'm going to put my shaker down here. On any chest pressing movement, you want to slightly puff out your chest. So a lot of people will have the big arch because they're training for strength, or they're power lifters. So they're not really worried about developing the muscle. They're more worried about just pushing as much weight as possible, pressing as much weight as possible. So that's the reason for the big arch, to lower the range of motion, so they have a shorter distance to go down. But if for most of my clients just want muscle development and overall, muscle and size there, you want to slightly puff out your chest. That's going to take out your shoulders, but you don't want a big arch. If you see my videos, make sure you're following LBD_workouts on my YouTube, search my name. You don't want a big arch, you just want to slightly puff out your chest, and that's going to take out your shoulders from the movement and put isolate your chest better. Next one. Ooh, this is a popular one. Okay, Issam Idris. I've been watching the Netflix documentary Game Changer. I'm asking myself, can I follow a plant-based diet while bodybuilding? The answer is yes, absolutely you can. Now, will you be able to build as much muscle mass as, Mr. Olympia? Probably not without some sort of meat-based protein, but, I do design plant-based diets, vegan, vegetarian, and you can absolutely build muscle and lose body fat on that type of diet. So I'm not going to sit here and say, don't do it. But if you want to be a big competitive bodybuilder, on the Olympia stage or something, you may not want to do it, but you absolutely can develop a great physique with a plant-based diet. And I know that's a super popular topic now, the Game Changer documentary. I do think, meat-based is, that's what I personally do just because I love meat. But I don't discriminate. Vegan, vegetarian, I don't believe in, if you watch my YouTube before, I don't believe in any set diet method. I think anything can work as long as you're consistent, put in the work, and follow it. Good question, though. All right, let's scroll. Alex Campanelli. Here's another good one. A really common one. Should I cycle off pre-workout? I have been using it consistently for 6 months. Okay, so this question I'm going to answer. I tell people they can take pre-workout one of 2 different ways. So you can either take it every single day, a very little amount. So if you're taking 1UP from 1UP Nutrition, which of course is what I recommend, you can take it every single day, a very little amount, like a quarter scoop every single day, indefinitely, because it's not going to really, it's not a very small amount. Or you can take 1 scoop 2 to 3 times a week, and then I would take about a month off, probably every 3 to 4 months. And the reason for that is a pre-workout is a stimulant, and you don't want to take stimulants year-round. You want your body to be able to respond to the stimulants, to the caffeine. That's why if you see, a lot of people that drink coffee all the time, and then if you're drinking coffee at midnight and still fall asleep okay, that means your nervous system or something is probably not firing 100%. You want to be able to respond to that stimulus effectively. So it depends. So the answer to your question is, should I cycle off pre-workout? If you've been using it consistently, I'm assuming you're taking like the full dose. Yeah, I'd probably take about a month off if you've been using it for 6 months already. But like I said, you can use that micro-dosing method, that quarter scoop, like every day, before every workout if you want, and you can take it indefinitely. Once again, because it's a small amount. But if you're taking the full dose, yeah, take some time off. Like take a month off every 3 months. So 3 months on, 1 month off, 3 months on, 1 month off, something like that, just to give your body a break from the stimulus. Oh, here we go. Tom Aravanis. Apologize if I messed up your name. In your plan, you talk about not doing fasted cardio in the morning. Why is that? I've never said don't do fasted cardio in the morning. Maybe I've said I don't recommend doing HIIT cardio in the morning. I actually do recommend doing fasted cardio first thing in the morning, obviously. So all the word fasted means is you're doing cardio before you have meal one. That's all it means. So the two best times to do cardio are first thing in the morning before meal one or immediately post-workout. Those are the two best times to do cardio. Now, I don't recommend doing HIIT, the high intensity interval training, first thing in the morning, because that's when, I don't recommend doing it fasted because your body's depleted and you're at a greater chance of burning off muscle mass. But as far as just cardio in general, steady state in the morning is great, fasted, or immediately post-workout. And then HIIT, you would do immediately post-workout or later in the day. But I believe you kind of like misread or misunderstood something. I do recommend fasted cardio, but not high-intensity cardio first thing in the morning. And that's because you're at a greater risk of burning off muscle tissue by doing it fasted because you don't have any calories in there to fuel you. Here's another cardio question. This is a really good one too. This is a common question. From Daryl Mobs. If I do my cardio directly after my workout, should I drink my post-workout shake before the cardio or should I wait until the full session is done? Okay, so if I do my cardio, you should wait to have that post-workout shake until after cardio, and I'll tell you why. So if you have the shake before you do your cardio after your workout, when you do your cardio, you're just gonna burn off the protein and the calories you just had in that shake. So you wanna wait until after cardio to refuel yourself, and that way you're gonna burn the most body fat during that cardio session. So wait 30 or 40 minutes or however long you're doing the cardio session, then just have it immediately after cardio. This question is from, it's just an email address, tshorno36@gmail.com. Are the different degrees of incline when doing different presses or doing different exercises, chest flies, press, etc.? Not sure what incline to put the bench at when doing incline reps. This is a good one. You switch it up. Personally, I like to do, the common angle is 60 degrees, and that's going to hit your upper chest nice. Some people will even go steeper to get right below your chin, like that upper shelf area. Personally, I like to sit it at about 45. So that's going to give me, enough power and leverage where it's going to hit the upper chest, but also kind of target my front delts as well. And I'll do incline bench and flies with that 45 degree. And then, like I said, if you want to hit the area, like literally right below your chin, like this upper shelf area, you would do it a little steeper, like 60. But I like to do just about a 45 degree angle on all my incline dumbbell movements. Or, incline Smith machine as well. This is another question that I get a lot. So how about comparing keto diet versus regular diet for muscle building or weight loss? So I've answered this question before, but I'll answer it again. I don't believe in any one diet method, but I'll tell you my opinion on both a keto diet and a regular, protein, carb, fat diet. Keto diet is great. It's just a high protein, high fat, very low carb diet. I think it's a great diet if your overall goal is weight loss or if you have a lot of weight to lose quickly. I don't necessarily think it's the best diet if your goal is physique based or performance based. Now, what does that mean? Physique-based just means, building a muscular lean. I'm talking like a substantial amount of muscle. Or performance-based, like if you're playing a sport, sprinting, basketball, I think you need the carbohydrates. You need the carbohydrates to fuel your muscles, to give you that performance, give you the energy and fill up your glycogen levels. So your muscles are made of water and glycogen is just carbohydrates. So you need the glycogen in there to fuel your workouts. That's why I also believe for muscle-based, you need the glycogen in there to perform your workouts better. However, keto is a great diet if you have a lot of weight to lose or you want to lose weight quickly. I have a lot of clients who they're not really trying to be muscular and ripped. They just want to lose weight, get healthier, to be able to, live longer, play with their kids, etc. So for that, I do think it's a good diet. I wouldn't necessarily be on it long term, but I think for a short amount of time, anywhere from 8 to 24 weeks, something like that, it's a great diet to lose a substantial amount of body fat quickly. And then to compare it, a regular diet would just give you those carbohydrates. So you're probably going to be a little fuller, muscular-wise, a little more vascular if you're eating carbohydrates. Probably a little stronger as well. But like I said, it really depends on your specific goal and your specific situation. Okay, here's a really good one. Sydney Salmons asks, how would you plan your meals if you work night shift? So if you work the night shift, I think a lot of people overcomplicate this. You just flip your meals around. So as long as you're awake, you would eat every 2.5 to 3.5 hours or so. So if let's say you work 10 p.m. to 7 a.m., depending on what time you wake up, you'd wake up, have meal 1, and then just continue eating every 3.5 hours as long as you're awake. So, most people with that schedule, they'll go to bed, early afternoon or late morning after they clock out, and then you'll just sleep during the day. So you don't overcomplicate it. You just flip around your schedule. Granted, you're still awake 16, 17 hours or whatever. You would just eat while you wake up, or eat while you're awake every 2.5 to 3.5 hours. It's that simple. Nothing too special there. Oh, here's a personal one, a good one here too. Diego Petrosilo. Silo? I remember watching one of your lives and you spoke about living in multiple states. Which one had the most impact, good or bad, in your fitness journey? Man, I'll probably do a whole nother video like on my backstory and my story or whatever. But I've lived all over. I've lived in Missouri. I've lived in Las Vegas. I've lived out here in Venice Beach, LA, and I lived in Miami. And now I'm back in Missouri in KC, Kansas City. Go Chiefs. If you're watching this Super Bowl, they will either won or lost, so we'll see. Which had all of them are good. I would say that, obviously in warm weather climates, I would say people are more into fitness and more into working out. But there's fit people, there's serious people anywhere you go. You just have to surround yourself around the right people. And as long as you're around, like-minded people and people are going to motivate you, you're good to go. Everywhere has gyms. Everywhere has, places you can work out. You can work out outside. How have they impacted me, good or bad, on your fitness journey? I'll tell you, living in all these places, though, I definitely have gained a ton of experience from training at all these different gyms. And learning from a lot of different people, learning from like the top people in the fitness industry with my own workouts, and I'm able to pass that knowledge to my clients. So that's something it's been huge. I'm big on, you have to expose yourself to as many things as possible in fitness and in life, and then you kind of just make your decisions from there and kind of like find your own way. But with fitness, I've definitely been exposed to a lot of good fitness people, a lot of very knowledgeable people that have helped me along the way, so I'm very appreciative of that. Okay, next question is from Jim Pat. This is a really good one. How should I work out legs if a barbell back squat hurts my lower back? What are some effective alternatives? So first, make sure you're following subscribe to my YouTube. Make sure you're following my Instagram video page at LBD_workouts. I have all my exercise on there, all my video database on there. And second, for legs, you don't have to do traditional barbell squats. I would recommend leg press, leg extension, lying leg curl, Also looking into other forms of squats, dumbbell goblet squat, hack squat, machine squat. You try Smith machine squat. There's so many other ways to build your legs besides barbell back squats. If you know anything about my history, I have 2 torn quadriceps, a past injury. I basically blew out both my knees. So I didn't barbell squat for like 4 years. I just started back up doing it again recently. But you don't have the barbell back squat. There's so many other different leg exercises you can do. And once again, make sure you're following LBD_workouts and my YouTube here for a complete exercise database. Few more here. Paul Lemeyer. Paul, what's up, brother? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the question. Can you address injuries and setbacks? Man, once again, so I tore both my quads. I took, it was a year recovery. I couldn't walk for a month. I mean, it was a horrible injury, and you just have to ease back into it. And, the whole saying, no pain, no gain, never follow that, no pain, no gain. Because if you have a little pain, it's going to add up, and you're eventually going to get injured. So really make sure you're using correct form, make sure you're hydrated, make sure you're warming up properly. Never just go to the gym and lift super heavy right away. You want to ease into it. And then your mindset is don't ego lift. It's not about how much weight you lift. It's about the form that you're doing and the intensity. So never try to lift more weight than you can handle, really. And then, you just got to be patient. If you have an injury or a setback, you just got to be patient and always, tell yourself if you're injured, you can't train. If you're injured, you can't do a lot of stuff. So, the health is always most important, always a priority. The pre-workout meal, what should it be? It depends on your diet, what kind of diet you're following. I do think you should have a quick digesting protein pre-workout, such as lean protein, chicken, egg whites, whey protein, powder. And then, a staple in my routine is like an apple or banana pre-workout as well. But everyone's different. I'm scared to even give any specific things because then I'll have a client say, well, you don't have me doing that. Why not? So it depends on your specific situation, what kind of diet you're on, how much body fat you're currently holding, what's your goal. Obviously, if your goal is to bulk up, your pre-workout meal is going to be higher calorie than if your goal is to lose body fat. So it depends on everybody. But you definitely need to always have a meal before you weight train. I never recommend weight training fasted. That's another big one. And lastly, Paul asks, what am I doing wrong if I'm not getting a good pump? This is a different type of question. So if you're not getting a good pump, the first thing I would say is you're probably dehydrated. I know the biggest thing with me is if I'm hydrated and nice and full with a half gallon, a gallon of water by the time I've worked out, I'm going to have an amazing workout because your body's 75% water. So the biggest thing is hydration. Second, I would say sodium intake. You always want to salt your foods if you're training hard. Sodium helps transport nutrients through your blood, basically meaning it's going to help you get you a better pump. It's literally going to help get you a better pump. So make sure you're consuming enough sodium. Salt all your meals. I'd also say carbohydrates. If you're on a very low carbohydrate diet, it's probably going to affect your ability to get a good pump. Also, I would say make sure you're using proper form, and make sure you're performing each movement with intensity. But the first two really are most important: hydration and sodium. Sodium is a big one. Salt all your foods. Okay, let's do one more here from James Parrott. Excuse me. Can you consume more than 30 grams of protein at one time? Kind regards, James. Quick answer or short answer is yes. It depends on just how much muscle mass you're holding. When I was 320 pounds off-season bodybuilder, big and bulky, I would have up to 100 grams of protein per meal. Because my protein synthesis rate was going to be a lot higher because I had a lot more muscle tissue to feed. If you're a lower body weight, I'm 245, 250 right now. Oh, that's my alarm. Let's finish this question. I'm 240, 250 right now. My protein requirements aren't going to be as hard. So the more muscle, or as high, excuse me. So the more muscle mass you're carrying, the higher the protein amount you should be eating, because the more protein your muscles need to recover, refuel, and eventually grow bigger. So the answer is yes, but the answer is it depends on how much muscle mass you're currently carrying. For general advice, I recommend 1 to 1.5 grams of protein per body weight. Okay, I'm going to finish with that one. Make sure you like this video, comment, subscribe for more. I'll be doing, Ask LBD is a staple on my YouTube, so I'll be continuing to have them. To have your question answered, email me in the subject line. Email me and put in the subject line, Ask LBD. Peace out.